Hiya Chris, lovely to meet up with you yesterday and start to work on your stack and tilt swing pattern. I think you're doing a pretty good job. I mean, just to clarify on a few points that we discussed yesterday and give you the things, obviously the crux of the lesson was to first of all improve this setup position. We can see here at setup there's not a great deal of room between you and the golf club, and as a result you're not really in a position to get the arms to work in. So obviously this area here needs to improve. We're looking at Charlie Weeder on the right. We've got someone who's got some room between him and the golf club and him and his hands, and consequently can get the arms to work in a little bit sooner. What we've also got is quite a lot of flex in the knees here. So a little bit more room, a little bit less flex in the knees. What we've got here towards the end of your session is obviously more room. This is the drill where we're trying to straighten the right leg off. You can see there that it's not bolt straight at that stage, but I think, to be fair, you know, there's improvement made. I'd like to see you work that into your routine where you hit a lot of shots, keeping that right leg very straight. But you can see there overall much better looking setup than you had at the start of the session. Then we look at what happens during the takeaway. One of the problems you've got is that because of the lack of room, the arms have to go up and away from you, and whenever that happens the club tends to get rolled behind the player, especially with a better player, because that player appreciates that he has to get some depth in the swing. So the left arm's going away from you. So if we look at the positioning of the arms at setup, we're going to go very much away and out. Backswing tends to look a little bit short, largely due to the fact that this right knee, although it's straightened a little bit from where it was at address, it hasn't straightened enough to allow the hips to continue to turn. So we've got to extend in the pelvis area as well as in the thoracic area. So it's the pelvic extension that we're looking to get in by putting the prop in there and straightening that right leg at setup. So arms have gone up and away. From there now you can see that the arms get more out in front of you than they were at address. Club is coming way outside the line, hence the shank or the pull, but more importantly the lack of ability to hit a proper push draw. Very much on top of it, club out in front of the hands. What we're seeing here with Charlie Wee is his arms are going to work in sooner. So arms in. Still deep at the top, right leg gradually straightening from what we said, 25 degrees at setup. Straightening by about 7 degrees to P1 to P2. A further 7 degrees P2 to P3. Continuing to straighten a further 7 degrees P3 to P4. From there now the arms can work out slightly but still keep everything. You can see there the arm line very similar if not identical to what it was at address. So we've got to calm those arms down a little bit, put yourself in a position where the arms can trace the circle. So what we've done here is, this is how your mat needs to be set up during practice. Line that we're going to aim down, line here that we want the hands and arms to trace during the early part of the backswing. You can see that that's a much better move. So we just play you back here to your original takeaway, get rid of the lines. Slightly different camera angle, but you get the gist of it anyway. Arms out, club in, as opposed to hands and club both working in. Now ideally at this point we want the club a little bit more in line with the hands, but I'm quite happy with that position at this moment in time. You can see there now how much straighter the right leg is at that point in your swing also. When you do that you can see also the pitch of the shoulders completely different. Left shoulder working down more. So run that through again for you. Hands and arms in, gets the left shoulder working down, so the body's moving sooner, it's moving further, and it's moving in a better direction. as we see with Charlie Wee, much steeper, turning of the shoulders, not as flat as we see here. So in the actual swing, let's see what happens on that one. We're going to try and get the arms to trace, or the hands to trace that line that's down on the mat. And although it's not quite as good as you do on your rehearsal, it's better than you were doing at the start of your session. And as a result, when we're coming into impact, the club's not quite as much out in front of the hands, and we're able to hit out at that golf ball for a touch longer than what we see here. So initially spend a lot of time, give yourself plenty of room, get the right leg straight, get the arms and the hands working in much sooner, as per Charlie Wee here on the right hand side. Arms in, arms in, arms in. You can definitely do it in your rehearsal, so you've got a system or a process in place that's going to give you the move that you want. You've just got to keep hammering away at that, and then we can work on a little bit more detail next time you come along. Good luck with it. It was great to meet you, and look forward to doing it again real soon. Well done.